With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Senate moves to confirm a host of federal nominations that include some long-awaited agency administrators.
The Senate on Friday approved a flurry of nominees, more than 70 officials, including Cameron Hamilton, to head the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Hamilton is returning to shepherd an overhaul, despite being fired as acting administrator last year after publicly opposing FEMA's elimination. David Cummins was confirmed as the head of the Transportation Safety Administration. Cummins was an executive at a firm with contracts to run air traffic control towers. The Senate also confirmed David Perez to be the next U.S. ambassador to Brazil. He's a former Speaker of Florida's House of Representatives. Perez's approval from Brazil has been delayed amid a war of words and diplomatic visa withdrawals in the run-up to Brazil's elections in October. I'm Jennifer King.
There are new details of a deadly shooting in Idaho at an In-N-Out restaurant, including chilling video of the shooting.
It shows one of 3 victims was killed when the gunman fired through a drive-up window before shooting more people outside the restaurant.
What happened here was violent, frightening, and deeply traumatic.
Twin Falls Police Chief Matthew Hicks says they're still searching for a motive.
Families in this area, what should have been a normal Saturday afternoon, dealt with the worst thing imaginable, confronted with chaos, fear, and now loss.
When the gunman headed to a trail, he came across 2 people, including one with his hands in the air talking to him. He distracted the gunman from possibly pursuing others on the trail. The gunman subsequently killed himself as police closed in. I'm Ed Donahue.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana says he'll vote for Todd Blanche as Attorney General, likely paving the way for Blanche to be confirmed to lead President Donald Trump's Justice Department. On Wall Street, the Dow by 151 points, the Nasdaq rose 342, the S&P advanced 47. This is SRN News. The government is calling on churches and faith groups to help tackle child poverty across the UK after a new report found 4 million children, more than a quarter of the total, are living in relative poverty.
British 34 Bible. That's 833-34 Bible. 833-34 Bible.
If you don't want to hear real facts on social and political issues, then stop listening now. Otherwise, stay right here for real issues, real facts with real people.
Maybe you know what a zombie is.
When you keep voting party line, this is what happens to you.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own.
You have subways that are falling apart. You have cops that are being accosted in the street because that socialist you elected as your mayor.
You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders.
When are you New Yorkers going to start holding those people responsible for what they do?
Not knowing what they do, not caring. You mean like Democrats?
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that'll make you think, make you mad, and maybe even get you a little embarrassed. So don't go anywhere. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with us. 855-REAL-JOE. 855-732-5563. I really do appreciate the time that you're spending with me here on the air, in the chat room, just texting and tweeting and just really, truly, just being part of the convo. Right? Get your information, understand what's going on. And so you truly know what's happening, right? Anyway, I do appreciate the time that you're spending with us here. God, you got to love this stuff. This is constant. We never heard leaks, and we now know from people that were in and around him. But we now heard of the leaks that that have been going on. With Trump in the White House, Air Force One, and so forth, right? But you never heard him from Obama or Biden. And then you find out later on when you see these emails or you hear these transcripts, there were people listening in on that. You mean to tell me that they didn't think they should have said anything about the treasonous words that were being said, things that were being done? Seriously? So, again, just amazing to me. So Trump, I went down that road for a reason. Let me finish up so I don't sound like a freak again. But they found out who the leaker was from Air Force One, and there was a conversation that was had on Air Force One, and it was leaked, and there was no reason for it. So the Department of War on Friday, they revoked former Secretary of Air Force Frank Kendall's eligibility for access to classified intel after he leaked classified information about Air Force One to the media. Now, this Biden-era Air Force Secretary, he leaked sensitive information about President Trump's Qatar-gifted Air Force One jet to the New York Times. Their full statement goes as follows. Effective immediately, the Department of War has revoked former Secretary of the Air Force Frank Kendall's eligibility for access to classified information and his ability to hold any sensitive position. Now, the action follows an unauthorized disclosure of classified information regarding Air Force One's capabilities to the media outlet. Safeguarding classified information is non-negotiable duty for those who violate that trust, forfeit the privilege of access of any role that requires it. Good. And what does it get? How much money was he paid? Was he paid money for it? Because that'd even be worse. That'd really be treason now, wouldn't it? As was reported earlier, Trump announced that Air Force One jet he flew to Turkey for the NATO summit last month would be visiting a U.S. base in the UK. He went on to fly in a different Air Force One plane when departing from Turkey prompted speculation of security concerns, and it was later revealed that the federal agents served subpoenas to 4 New York Times reporters after the paper published sensitive details about alleged security shortcomings. Now, the leakers, with knowledge of the sensitive national security, they told the Times reporter that the new plane lacked some of the advanced defense systems installed on other presidential aircraft. So that opened it up again. These people who are talking about how much ammunition we don't have, how the shortcomings of our military, whatever it is, whether it's true or not, they're leaking this stuff. And they're the ones that could be causing great bodily harm to our soldiers. The people that are defending them. Now, Frank Kendall was the 26th Secretary of the Air Force, responsible for organizing, training, and equipping the U.S. Air and Space Forces in the capacity he directed the Department of the Air Force's annual budget of over $173 billion. He provided air and space forces to combatant commanders for global military operations, and was accountable for the welfare of nearly 700,000 active duty Guard Reserve civilian airmen and guardsmen and their families. Now, Mr. Kendall has more than 50 years of experience. He should know. This is not new to him. He was a consultant to defense industry firms, nonprofit research organizations, and the Department of Defense in the areas of strategic planning. So you know what? He had a right, or I should say, he had an honest interest in having those credentials. Right? Yeah, too late. Too bad. And Kendall, early in his career, was vice president of engineering for Raytheon. So he got a connection there. So anyhow, I think this is perfect. Start taking these things away from them faster. And faster and faster. Stop letting them get away with it for any length of time. This is getting old. This is getting crazy. And it isn't stopping. Look, it isn't going to stop anytime soon, right? Anyhow. God bless. Again, just amazing. And then you talk about these guys, our people that are supposed to be on our side, right? So, Tom Tillis took a swipe at Trump by excluding Trump's loyalist and MAGA star Kari Lake from a list of 74 Trump nominees confirmed by a block of votes today. Tillis was behind the move to pull Lake's name out of the group that was confirmed on Friday. Thinks he's punishing her. We'll talk more about it on the other side of the break. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go forward.
worked as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all-natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors, natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to MyPillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad?
You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land, where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with us. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Be part of the solution. Love it when you're part of the solution. Love it when you just add to the conversation. That's really what it boils down to. Right? No matter what's going on, just add a little bit to the conversation. Because honestly and frankly, some of you think you've got the answer to this stuff, and you don't. Honestly. And not that I'm trying to tear you down, but you don't have the answers. You know what I'm saying? And I get it's frustrating as heck. I get that you want to get to the bottom. I mean, truly want to get to the bottom of things, and I get that too. But okay, let's see. We just got so much going on, and it's hard to keep up with it all. So Trump has declined to, and I don't blame him, to back up or to back Thune for another term as leader, but throws total support behind Speaker Mike Johnson. I mean, for real? What the heck? Trump spoke to Punchbowl News like Jake Sherman on Thursday. He had an interview with him. While discussing the confirmation that Todd Blanche to serve as Attorney General, Trump took aim at rhinos, John Cornyn, Lisa Murkowski, for opposing Blanche. Trump was then asked if he would support John Thune for another term as leader. He wouldn't say. He said, on the other hand, Mike Johnson, Trump said, is great and fantastic person. He added, I don't think there's even a thought that anybody will challenge him. He said, I didn't even want to get involved that early. He said, I get along with him. Unfortunately, fortunate that he doesn't have the votes. Trump doubled down, saying that he gets along with Thune, but he noted that I do have disagreements. I believe strongly in terminating the filibuster, and by the way, getting Save America Act approved. Right? There's 400 other things in every hour of every day. Trump said that he would want a filibuster terminated no matter what, whether the Democrats were planning or not. We would get things that nobody ever dreamed we would get done. He's right. We'd be in office for the next 100 years, and I'll tell you what, if they get it done, if they get in, if the Democrats get in, I might be the last Republican president we ever see. I think he's right. Right? According to Punchbowl Andrew Disdero, Thune responded by saying the president's refusal to back him was probably expected, but that he thinks Republicans have done a lot for Trump. No, they've done for the American people, but they haven't done everything they could do for the American people. Right? So, Thune has pushed back on refused growing calls from Republican senators to delay the August recess until the SAVE Act is passed. He says there's no path forward, so he won't bother. No, you've got Republican senators. It's not like it's just Trump. And it's not like it's a handful. You've got a lot of senators saying, come on, get back in there, let's get this thing done. They could do it. If they really got off their butts, they could get it handled. And it's not just to get things handled, right? It's doing what's right for the American people. Come on, seriously. This isn't hard. You don't like it, makes it uncomfortable, you may not get... I don't... As you know, I'm an elected official. I don't run because I want the title and I want to be elected again. I run because I have things that I want to get done. Right? No, seriously. And I don't make my decisions based on the fact as to whether I get elected again. I think that's just ridiculous. Talking about ridiculous, Planned Parenthood has come up with a new sick euphemism for abortion. They have to keep changing it because it's, it's so ugly. One of the left's favorite fronts to fight is culture war language. They hate it. Right? They've seen great success in sowing confusion and disharmony and manipulating words. I got to tell you guys something. If I could go back and get my early show, we've lost a bunch of shows for whatever reason, but this was one of my mantras. I was constantly on in the early days. You're letting these people define words. You're letting these people change the definition of these words. You need to stop that. They've seen great success in sowing confusion and disharmony by manipulating words, distorting words from their original meaning, and striking words from vernacular deemed offensive or politically incorrect. The new development on that front from Planned Parenthood. These guys are great, I'm telling you. It was not bad enough that this arguably the most prominent advocate and culprit in carrying out child murder in history. Now they have a more benign term for it. On Monday, Planned Parenthood officials on their official page on social media platform, Facebook posted a message which reads, "Reproductive freedom means every person gets to decide what's right for their own body, no exception." An image was also posted saying abortion is gender affirmation care. Yeah, not in your life. And certainly a new one, gender affirmation care usually relates to bodily harm done to people who are often mentally ill. Think about that one. Believing they're members of the opposite sex. Among those practices are barbaric procedures like double mastectomies or outright genital mutilation. Right? How does Planned Parenthood believe that this euphemism relates to child murder? Right? The rhetoric from abortionists seeks to empower women, or are women affirming their gender by killing their children? Try to understand that message, because I can't. Comments are highly critical, right? One Facebook user asked, what does that even mean? Another noted absurdly, Planned Parenthood's choice of words, every person gets to decide what's right for their own body. Right. So they get to make the life or death choice for the body they've conceived. Among options available, the adoption, which generally is a better idea than execution, I guess, right? Another person mocked the group of all the planning they seem to do involve murder. Does Planned Parenthood actually do anything to provide for the kid if it lives? Yeah, probably not. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go far.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's home ownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much.
But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September. Due to the government shutdown, ADP will now release 4-week employment averages every Tuesday.
Concert. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Gentlemen, Ciccolini here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control.
We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Really, just pay attention. Watch what's going on around you. You know, I mean, seriously. And you should be paying attention. You should know what's happening around you. All right, let me hit some of these other stories real quick. Real slow, real quick, whatever. You know, and again, there's enough to do a weekend's worth, right? So Planned Parenthood was at it again with some crazy. What's the word? Cray? Yeah, crazy terminologies now for abortion and other things. So enough. You know, I don't want to keep talking about them because they're not worth the time, energy, and or effort, really. So Dershowitz chimed in today on Trump's options on birthright citizenship. So he said that President Donald Trump still has options when it comes to birthright citizenship, despite the Supreme Court striking down, and they really didn't even strike down his earlier effort. Right? I mean, the way he did it, yes. But closing the door on it permanently, no. So, and Dershowitz is a constitutional law expert, and he truly is a constitutional law expert. So, appearing on Bianca Across the Nation, Dershowitz argued that the 14th Amendment requirement that people be born in the United States also be subject to its jurisdiction. That leaves room for both the President and Congress to act on that. The full text of the 14th Amendment says, born in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction, and the President and the Congress have a right to determine who's subject to the jurisdiction. They also have a right to pass laws making sure that the Constitution isn't circumvented. Now remember, these guys, they really felt to a degree that we wouldn't play these games. Right? You just have to sit there and think about it. Now, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 on June 30th against Trump's previous executive order, which sought to deny automatic citizenship to U.S.-born children when their mothers were unlawfully or temporarily present in the country, and that their fathers were neither U.S. citizens nor lawfully permitted residents of the country. But Dershowitz said that the decision doesn't prevent Trump or Congress from taking more targeted steps to achieve the outcome. For example, Congress could pass a law making it a crime for any company to advertise or lure people to the United States in order to have their child born here. He said that's abuse. Now, Trump on Thursday, he signed 2 new executive orders targeting exactly this, targeting the birthright citizenship. For example, Congress could pass a law making it a crime. Well, I would tell you that. Trump on Thursday, he signed those orders. He targeted birthright citizenship, including measures aimed at the so-called birth tourism, and certain other categories of people born on U.S. soil. There are a lot of things the president can do, many more things Congress can do, but the Supreme Court has not had the last word. The Constitution doesn't just say born in the United States, it says are subject to its jurisdiction. He then went further, blasting the idea that anyone born in America should automatically receive citizenship regardless of his or her ties and to what country. He's right. He's right. You could fly in a plane load of Chinese women that are about ready to give birth in a week, maybe 2 weeks max, fly them here, and you'd have 200 new citizens, wouldn't you? Why shouldn't somebody be a citizen of the United States just because they happen to be born here? If they have no allegiance to the country and they have no commitment to the country? Dershowitz said that is just dumb. He called birthright citizenship, if applied beyond what he described as the 14th Amendment's intent to protect the children of slaves, the dumbest thing in the Constitution. The job of Congress and the president is to make sure that dumb constitutional provisions are construed in the narrowest possible way. And the president's doing that. Now, he's not a fan of Trump's. You guys have to remember. He doesn't very much like Trump. Right? Doesn't like the way he speaks. Doesn't like the way he speaks to people, the things he says. It's like, no. And he says, finish the job. Right? Mike Pence spoke up. He's about had it too. Mike Pence said, finish the job, unleash the American-Israeli armed forces in Iran. Let them go and finish this up. He wants to escalate. I so much agree, and others so much agree with him. Pence commended his former running mate, President Donald Trump, on ongoing war with Iran, praising his willingness to attack and project force against the regime. So Trump announced that they're negotiating it. Waste of time. Total waste of the time. So I honestly think that the time has come for the President of the United States to unleash the armed forces of the United States, Pence told Fox News in an interview. strike the remaining nuclear forces facilities in Iran, take down and degrade the ability to project force. You know, not only the Straits, but across the region. One does not make peace with one's enemies. One makes peace with one's defeated enemy. And given their posture and their attitude right now, no, it's not working. All right, you know, I mean, gotta say, as much as I'm not a fan of Pence's, he's right. Amid the military standoff, Pence called for America and Israel, which he described as our ally, to escalate their joint attack on Iran once again, praising Trump's decision to strike the regime in the first place. I don't think you can underestimate the significance of the decision last year to strike Iran directly. For the first time in history, our relationship with the regime in Tehran, right? He said, unleashing our armed forces in Operation Epic Fury was historic. Now we got to finish it. Got to let our armed forces finish it. Let our ally Israel finish the job, and I believe we can. Trump maintained that the peace talks were taking place despite Iranian leadership disputing his claims, calling regime unbelievably duplicative. He said they asked for a meeting. Some would say they begged for the meeting. Right? Well, if I was Trump, I would stop posting everything. How's that? Leave it alone. Stop posting it. Get the job done. You need a total surrender, Pence said. Pence right. Trump said that whether Iran wants to admit it or not, we are in fact talking of a solution to a problem that's been out there for decades. Very simple. Iran will never have a nuke, period. Right? They need to make it happen. Enough. No, seriously. They just need to make it happen. It really is that simple. And Pence is right. It is that simple. We make it complicated. Right? No, we really do. We know we've got the power. We know we've got the people. We know we can make it happen. What's the problem? Oh, God. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved. Get engaged. Right? What do we say? Do the right thing? No matter what, do the right thing. All right. When we come back, I got more stories, frankly, that I know what to do with. And I don't want to hit every one of them. You know, a new statistics show that the leftist violence, it's been rising since the 2020. And they've got the numbers to prove it. A Trump judge denied, now see how they have to do this, the Southern Poverty Law Center's bid to toss a criminal case against them. Oh, yeah, they need to go. In May, the SPLC filed a motion arguing vindictive prosecution. The hate group argued that the charges brought against them were a result of targeting by the DOJ and violated the organization's right to due process. You mean like they did to so many others? Like they did to all those hate groups they called out? Show me your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor. Guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-638. Look, get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution, right? I really do appreciate the time you're spending with us here on the air in the chat room and texting and tweeting and just being there. That's really the big part of it, is being there, right? So, again, we just lot happening, a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, as I said earlier. You know, the left has become so violent since the 2020 election. I mean, big time violent, just amazing. I should say how much more violent they've become, how much more they've decided they have a right to do, should do, could do. So liberals and leftists, you know, they want inclusion, right? They want to achieve that goal. It seems like they have to escalate some people and kill some people to make it happen. I mean, that's kind of the feeling that some of us are getting, right? The unrest that followed that whole fentanyl overdose death of the career criminal George Floyd back in the spring of 2020. It stretched on for months, several cases between May 25th and July 31st. Major city police agencies recorded roughly 8,700 protests across 68 jurisdictions, according to a survey by a major cities chiefs association. 574 of these involved violence. Now, Portland saw the longest run in nightly unrest. Longest run. Has it stopped? Can somebody enlighten me here? Because I last I heard, it hadn't even stopped yet. You know, I consider that, you know, a big deal, really. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5560. Portland saw the longest run. You know, I mean, think about all this. A House Judiciary Committee letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland stated that Portland went through over 100 consecutive nights of violence, with rioters attacking federal courthouse, businesses, and police precincts. Portland police spent almost $8 million just responding and made over 900 arrests across 120 consecutive days. It's like, hello. And yet, remember the whole thing? These were peaceful protests. Remember that? And did anybody remember that Harris was part of paying? She encouraged people to pay into a fund that would help protect these people, would help get them out of jail, put up their bail, because they were exercising their rights. And now we come to find out they were not exercising their rights at all. It was not a grassroots organization. Somebody was paying for it. Federal property in Portland took damages. DHS situation reports describe rioters using Molotov cocktails and lasers against federal officers. They set fires inside a courthouse. Remember that? The place was ablaze, and the CNN reporters going, yeah, mostly peaceful around here. Right. A House Judiciary letter to the DHS cited testimonies of 270 injuries to 140 federal officers in Portland. I mean, I can go on and on and on, right? The damage reached just there alone was $2.3 million. And then at the White House, when the tensions started to peak the night of May 29th and the May 30th, Secret Service officers were assaulted with bricks, rocks, and bottles. I mean, this went on and on and on. A group it was reported that a group hopped over temporary barricades near the Treasury grounds, and multiple people crossed fences erected around the wider White House complex. Secret Service moved President Trump to the underground bunker as a precaution. Within days, workers erected permanent 8-foot fencing around Lafayette Square. NBC reported the fencing was later extended along 17th Street and then around the wider complex. Do you blame them? I mean, I don't. Property damage nationwide set a record, right? Axios citing data from claim services reported insured losses of over $1 billion, $2 billion nationally. It was the costliest civil disaster in U.S. insurance history, right? Well past the 1992 Los Angeles riots. You remember that? You can say what you want about these, right? But they did this. They supported this. Remember, retired St. Louis police captain Dave Doran, he was shot and killed by looters at a pawn shop on, June 2nd of 2020. Nationwide death counts, they vary depending on the source and the date range used. Forbes counted 19 people killed between May 27th and June 5th alone. That was the Guardian's broader tally put to the total at 25. Beyond the riots, there have been more assassination attempts on President Trump than any other U.S. president, 5 total. And I don't want to hear he brings it on himself because it's not true. Right? Remember we had on June 18th, British national Michael Sanford, he attempted to grab a gun from a police officer at a Trump campaign rally. Right? He told police later on that the investigators that he intended to shoot and kill Trump. So it's not like we're making it up as we go. These people are talking. Right? July 13th, 2024, gunman opened fire at Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Thomas Matthew Crooks, he grazed Trump's ear, remember, almost killed him. 2 months later, on September 15th, right, Secret Service agents spotted a second gunman hide in the bushes near Trump's golf course. They got him. I mean, this goes on and on and on. And I'm sorry, the right isn't even close to making these kind of attempts. We don't operate that way. We don't think that way. We don't push things that way. Trump was at the White House at the time. That's according to Associated Press investigators. They said they've not identified a motive, and Martin's family described him to reporters as, apolitical, afraid of guns, coming from a family of Trump supporters. His family had reported him missing hours before the shooting. All this stuff just gets nuts, right? How about the guy that shot Steve Scalise, Majority Whip, at the baseball game? Again, I say, these aren't right-wing people running around shooting up left-wing people. I mean, the death threats against ICE personnel up 8,000%. Why? Because they're just doing their jobs. That's why. Again, in March 2026, 8 defendants were convicted and members were later sentenced to a combined 450 years of prison, with the lead defendant, Benjamin Hanel-Song, receiving 100 years for attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. On September 24th, 2025, a gunman opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas. Again, pretty much every one of these people was a left-wing hack. So it's not, there's no way for these guys to turn this around and try to say it's us. No way for them to turn around and say, the right wing is making this happen. Because that would be nothing more than a lie, total lie. And they're not going to swallow. There's no way. Because then they would admit that there's a flaw in what they're doing and what they're thinking and how they're rolling things out. Right? So, anyway. I mean, seriously. What does it say? Let me see. Oh, yeah, huh? I love it. Oh. Rosie O'Donnell. She's always good for a laugh, right? No matter what it is, she's good for a laugh. Trump trolled Rosie O'Donnell, diagnosing her with massive TDS in a meme. Oh, the meme's great, by the way. Trump posted on AI-generated image of Truth Social, depicting him as a doctor diagnosing Rosie with massive severe TDS at a critical level of 98 out of 100. The symptoms included intentional rage, obsessive Trump fixation, meltdowns triggered by Trump news, and complete loss of composure. Love it. Perfect. He also posted a similar meme showing him treating Trump deranged Rosie O'Donnell, Whoopi Goldberg, along with actors John Leguizamo and Edward Norton, Rob De Niro, and Julia Roberts. Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with TDS? Symptoms can be relentless. Fortunately, I'm Dr. Trump. I've been treated with a treatment plan. An AI Trump dressed as a doctor says, the treatment is simple. Turn off the fake news. Stop jerking around. Joe Messina, your host. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you on Monday.